What made me get into real estate? I got into real estate in 2007, the first part of real estate. So what ended up happening? I was actually a child care director of a learning facility, which I built, designed, created, and I was the general contractor of, I am proud to say. I had gotten out of the military. I was doing that. I saw myself doing it for forever. At that time, I was the director of a child care facility for about, I want to say, three, almost 4 years. My first year, I finished my master's degree. And then 2000 and the end of 6, I was going through a divorce. So things happened, life changed for me. And what happened is I found myself not being the happiest I felt like I could be. And it was like it was time for me to do something different, because the situation that I was coming from, with me being a director of a lot of females, a lot of gossiping, a lot of things going on, and dealing with my personal life and dealing with parents and the children. And I was trying to make something affordable. And sometimes you get skull drug, and at other times you feel like you can't trust anybody also, because I was in a league of my own. Here I was, I was in my early 30s at the time, and I was the child care provider. And my facility is, I can have up to 110 children. And I had over 10 employees, and I'm leading this. And I gotten out of military, so I knew I could do it. I was a leader over tons of people, men and women. But the problem came in to where you don't know who you can trust. When I would walk in, this is the main problem too. I was at that job, I would open it, so I would get there at 5 o'clock or something, and then I would close it out to 6. Day in, day out, Monday through Friday. I did not miss a day. I think I took one vacation or maybe 2 or something, but they were planned. I did not have any sick calls, anything that's unexpected. I was there. I opened it and closed it and just worked my butt off for it. So the way I ended up getting into real estate is because I had a friend at the time. I was going through a divorce, and I was bummed out. It was a male friend, and it went in other directions also. They were like, "Hey, how's your credit, Janika?" I'm like, "My credit's good. I got perfect credit. I'm always gonna have great credit." It was like, "Hey, let's start flipping houses and remodeling and things of that nature." So I was like, "Okay, I'm excited about it. What's going on? Let's see whatever." So because I had great credit and I had good income, and I had my business for over 2 years, because when you start a business, you need at least 2 years of tax returns. So what ended up happening is we ended up flipping at home, and everything was under his guidance. Like, I knew completely nothing. Yeah, you watch HGTV, but that was nothing. Everything was under his guidance. We flipped a home. We actually started doing the ceramic tile and everything themselves. So what I did with my childcare facility, my learning facility, I ended up hiring another director so that I can ease into something else. We flipped a home. The other home we were going to try to flip. This is in 2007. So you have to remember, it was a buyer's market. But the housing market was crashing at the same time. So the president, and I can't remember what president, I want to say it was Bush or something. The president at that time was giving relief to people buying houses and purchasing houses to keep the market moving. So there was another house we purchased, and I'm saying we because we did a business name and it was under my credit though. There was another house we purchased, and we ended up doing that for rental because it wasn't going to be a good return for selling it, buyer's market. And then there was a fourplex that I purchased. But I ended up getting into real estate just kind of by accident, just by trying it, trial and error. That fourplex wasn't really the best type of benefit for me, but the person I was doing it with, it was more beneficial for them, if you will. So we did that, and then I started like shadowing him, and I liked, meeting people. I always been like business extrovert, but at home I'm kind of intro. I'm not so much. I can bump it up and everything, but I enjoyed meeting people. When you're in the military, you meet so many people, different walk of lives and things like that. So that was kind of an extension for me. So I thoroughly enjoyed meeting people, helping people, families get into their home. You just see this happiness. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some times where people are upset or sad or things don't go away, and you find yourself as a real estate agent, a counselor, because things come out and they start fussing in front of you, and sometimes they don't. So it's just different things, and you see different personalities, and sometimes you're like, how did they end up getting together? Or sometimes on the other end, you're the spectrum, you're like, oh, they're a great couple, or she needs a best wife award because I could not put up with that, or he needs the best husband award. It was all those type of things. So I just enjoyed it. I shadowed, I looked, I learned. The money is great also once you get the constant flow of prospects and clients that can qualify. That's the important part. So that ended up, and it wasn't him saying, because he was a real estate agent, it wasn't him saying, why don't you do real estate? It was just me kind of shadowing. And then actually, as our relationship pretty much toned out or came to a halt and different things were happening between he and I said, you know what, I would love to be a real estate agent, and I'm going to do it. And I studied for my tests around October of 2007, or it could have been earlier. I took online classes, did that, and that kind of helped me get over my divorce. I had went through the divorce, but it helped me just do something different and do a brand new. And then I just enjoyed it. I love selling houses. I love looking at properties. I love the land, the houses. I love looking at the floor plans, the build. I love just building, actually. I have quite an enjoyment from building. It's like my arts and craft that I'm currently doing is just designing and creating. And I love that. I would have never known, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I a lot of times I get the floor plan, and like, there are some floor plans and builders that really stand out to me. And then there are some people that I'm like, oh, I could have done that, and I could have done it way better, and I could have banged it out. But I just enjoyed. I love meeting new families and their children, of course, because I still have children. I love children. So I enjoyed it. So what got me into real estate was the unknown. A person actually brought me into it without me really, that wasn't the real determination. That wasn't really the mark for me. But, like I said, as that was dying out, I was like, I would like to do real estate. And then ended up, when I did get into real estate and became a licensed real estate agent, now broker. But when I became a licensed real estate agent, I realized that he was doing a lot of things that we shouldn't have been doing. So that was probably the other end of him not really pushing me to become a real estate agent. But God is good, and his glory is in his kingdom. And so, I think I'm just blessed because the houses and everything that I did purchase under the business name, I ended up having to take it out of the business name, making sure that it was directly under me. And because I am good with money, I was able not to lose any of the houses that I invest in and flipped. And there was another house that we did buy it for a really good amount of money. It was like a $40,000 house, and it was like 1,400 square feet, which was really good. But it needed a lot of work. The only thing, the Janika on my own and who I am and had become and became, I learned within myself to do things a lot different than the person I was doing the things with. So my budget, personal budget, is a lot lower than some other people's standard or what they do. And it's just because you can just give me, like, I'm going to go to the sales rack. And when I go to the sales rack, I'm going to pick out the best looking out of that sales rack, because you can get something top of the line, real high quality, but new is new, far as I'm concerned. And I can make a little penny shine like a new dime. So that was another thing, and I think that's one of my talents and one of my gifts. So we ended up doing, actually, I think 4 properties. Yeah, I think we ended up doing 4 properties. So, and they ended up giving me new life and a new light and a new outlook and something different, and helped me to transform into more than you see before you now. So I enjoy real estate. I love real estate. I love helping families. I did end up shopping for a brokerage, because a lot of people, or a lot of brokers, were like, we don't train new agents. So if you're looking for training, this isn't the company for you. Or there were some companies that did train. And, I love training. I was in the military, so we always did training. So that was something I wanted to make sure that I could be a good fit for my clients. And I can, because there's a saying in real estate, buyers are liars and sellers are yellers. I might have the sellers wrong, but nevertheless, sellers are always complaining, fussing. There's something that's not right. And then buyers are saying, oh yeah, I qualify. Yeah, I can buy this house. This is and then you like, we're going to get you pre-qualified first, sir, ma'am, because I am a licensed real estate agent, and that's what we do. So those are the reasons why I went into real estate, and I completely enjoy it today. Now that my first company was Century 21, then I went to Exit, and now I am my own broker for the past 3 years. So I really enjoy it and love it. Morrison Expert Realty. Like, comment, subscribe. 00J Love. Thanks for watching.